Hello, my name is Joe with PrintReach, and in this video I will be going over how to fix payments inside of Printer's Plan. The topics I will be covering are the reverse payment button, how to do a manual reversal, how to do a PrintReach pay reversal, and then additionally there's some common issues that we'll be covering focusing on PrintReach pay. One of them is the PrintReach pay duplicate payment issue, when a payment is inside of Merchant Track but not inside of Printer's Plan, and then when we need to do a partial refund in both Printer's Plan and inside of Merchant Track. Let's start with the reverse payment button. So on this job, we can see that I have a payment of $70. So if I'd like to reverse this, I would start with going to the AR section, going to my payments received, other date, my applied invoice number, and I will search it up here. Once I have this pulled up, I can go ahead and click on it once to highlight it blue, make my way over to the reverse payment button up in the top right corner. Then I can see what it's going to do here, and then I can click here to reverse the payment button. Now you'll see that there is a positive amount for 70 and a negative amount for 70. And if we look back at the job, you'll see that the 70 has left the paid section and now there's an outstanding balance of $70. This works the same way in both the history section and the orders section. The next thing that we'll be covering is doing a manual reversal inside of Printer's Plan. There are two steps to this. The first one is to create a negative payment to the customer. And then the second part is to fix the job total so that way this is no longer marked as paid. So to do that, we're going to take note of our customer number 82. We're going to go to the AR section. We're going to do a new payment to our customer number of 82. And then inside of here, we are going to mark this as other, and we will mark it as a refund. Then we are going to do our negative $80. When we click off of this, it's going to ask, do you want to save this negative payment? In this case, we can click yes. So the negative payment is entered properly. So our AR balance is now from positive 80 and negative 80. The problem is our invoice is still marked as paid. So to fix this, we have to pull up our invoices in the invoice paid in full. Taking note, it's 2451. Go ahead and pull up our invoice. We can double click on this, and then now we are going to edit the job totals under the paid section to 0. So this removes the balance, or removes the paid field and adds a balance of $80. So now this job is successfully unpaid and it has been successfully reversed.
If you have to do this to a job that is in progress, you actually need to move it from in progress to ready to post first, like so. Now it is in ready to post. And then you can edit the paid field from inside the invoices ready to post section, job totals here. So you can edit the paid back to 0. And then if you are not ready for it to be ready to post, you would need to remove it from this section by going to the when box and removing the ship date. And if I refresh this, you will see it will go back to in progress here. For reversing payments for PrintReach Pay, I'm actually going to show you with a live order. However, this works the same whether it's in progress or in history. So for this order with ABC Company, you can see that I have a payment of $100 to PrintReach Pay that I just processed. I can verify that by going into my payments received today, and we can see the top one here is for ABC Company for $100. So in the case of needing to reverse this and refund the customer their $100, what you could actually do is just click on it to highlight it blue and follow the same process as the reverse payment option, or the reverse payment button option. So you would just click reverse payment, go down, click here, and it would actually give them the $100 back to their card. You can verify that by right now, if I go inside my merchant track, I can see my transaction ID for this invoice number is here, and I can see that I have paid, or the customer has paid me, I should say, $100. So if I reverse this, we now have our regular payment, our reversal payment, and then inside of merchant track, I refreshed and you can see it is now voided properly. Again, this process works the same whether it is in progress or in history. The next thing that we are going to cover is a troubleshooting scenario. So on this job, we have someone who was accidentally charged twice through PrintReach Pay. In order to fix this, first thing that we're going to have to do is go to the AR section. We find our invoice payments, and we're going to need reverse one of them. So in this case, I'm going to reverse the top one. So now that we've reversed it, we've credited our customer back their money. It's very important to know. You've given the customer back their $100. And now on this order, if we go back to it, we can see that they have an outstanding balance of 100, which is not accurate because they actually paid us 100 before, then 100 again, meaning it's 200 total. We've refunded 100 of that, so they still have paid us properly. So to fix that, since this job is in history, we can go to AR, invoices unpaid, search by the invoice number. We can go ahead and click it once to highlight it blue, click edit job totals, and then put in negative 100 to properly show that they have paid us. From there you can close this window, and now your job is marked properly. The only other steps that you would have to change for if the order was in progress was first you would have to mark it as ready to post. You can do that by right-clicking the job and clicking Make Job Ready to Post. Then you will see it in the AR Invoices Ready to Post section. This will allow you to edit the job total. So the paid field, you would be able to edit this to your negative 100 or however much money it was supposed to be. And then to remove it from the Make Invoices Ready to Post section, you would go back to your job, remove the ship by date or the shipped date, and then it will automatically move it back in progress. The next troubleshooting issue that we're going to go through is when you have a payment that went through merchant track, but it did not make its way into printer's plan. So to show you here, I will go ahead and open up my merchant track. You can see for this invoice number of 2454, the customer has paid me their $110. However, if we look at the job itself inside of printer's plan, it does not reflect this appropriately. To fix this, it's actually fairly simple. You would want to go to the AR section, or if it was a job in order or in progress, you could just do this in the balance due section. For this one, we're going to go to the AR section. We are going to find our job number. Go ahead and open it up. We are actually just going to go ahead and make the payment like normal without using the process credit card option. So you can go ahead and choose type as PrintReach Pay. You can even put in the reference number, which I will grab from here, which is our transaction ID. And what I always recommend is to put the word manual after. The reason that this is important is because if somebody needs to reverse this payment, because it was done manually and not through the process credit card option, it will not actually refund the customer if it's reversed. That is only for payments that have been used via the process credit card option or went through the Pay Now button that properly linked to printer's plan by itself. So once we've gotten our information in here that we're looking for, we mark the paid amount as correct, and we save and close. And you're done. The last thing that we are going to cover in this video is how to do a partial refund inside of Printer's Plan. Keep in mind, this does not work in conjunction with Print Reach Pay. You actually have to do two separate things. One is inside of Printer's Plan, and the other one is inside of Merchant Track as of the time of this video. So to do a partial refund, you're actually going to do a variation of the old school method. So to do this, on our job here of 2455, let's assume that I accidentally charged this customer $50 in postage when it should have been $0. So I'm going to refund the $50 of postage. So the way that we would do that is we are going to go to the AR section. I'm going to do a new payment to my customer of other reference is going to be postage refund, and my order number, which is 2455, and I'm going to do my amount of -50. Once that's done, I'm going to go to my invoices paid in full, search up my order number, and I'm actually going to remove $50 out of this paid section. So you'll have to do the math on the difference of 50 minus 120. In this case, it's going to be 70. So I would put -70 because the $70 that they paid me is still legitimate. Then, inside of Merchant Track, you would have to open up their payment, which I have here. You can see the transaction ID. I would click on this, and from here you can do a refund action, and then you can choose how much you would like to refund them. In this case, I would do the math of what I would like to refund, or in this case, I would do the amount of refund, which is 50. So out of my total net, I would like to refund $50. I would like to refund $50 and 0 of the tax amount. Then I could refund my transaction here. The only two differences between an order that is in history and an order that is in progress is the same concept as before, where if it is in progress, you will need to move it to ready to post in order to edit its job total. As for the remaining $50 that are on this job, you can choose to either discount it, remove the postage from here, or write it off. Whatever works best with your system, depending on how you do things. This video has been on the different ways to correct payments inside of Printer's Plan, whether they are standard payments or whether they are Print Reach Pay payments. Again, my name is Joe, and thank you for watching.